Hey, Photo Helix here. Working on the library. I see you're back. Well, let's get started. Okay, lots to talk about.
I had $1 for every time I said that.
I don't know if the lighting is good or not. Let's see. Any better? Somebody asked you, said Photo Helix, why you wear that bandana? You think it makes you look cool?
Oh yeah, cool.
No. I don't have a lot of hair. And when I'm sweating, it keeps the sweat out of my face. How about that? So, that's why I wear a bandana.
It makes me look cool.
So, take that glare off. How about it? Well, you can watch a little better in the camera. Yeah, that better. Now it glares on me though, right? Like that either. Okay, so, a lot of stuff going on. Got red on my hand. Not blood. But there is a place that I'm told that you're going to have blood on your hands if you don't warn others, right? Which brings me to a point.
If you care, why don't you share?
Thing is, we're putting out videos, and a lot of people are out here on YouTube doing stuff as far as truth movement and that kind of stuff. Wow, I've said stuff like 3-4 times right there. Wow. Anyway, preppers and truth movement people, people that have qualms with some of the stuff that's going on with our government industry and the military complex and all that kind of thing. People are telling you, hey, you better get your heads up and be paying attention to this, or they're warning you about that, and all the different warnings, but then you just sit there like a bump on a log and you watch it and you know, okay, some of you will comment, some of you might favor it, but for the most part, people aren't sharing the word. I made a video on this a long time ago, you know, something like this, about people not sharing the message with others. And, you know, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you just sitting there? Are you keeping the information for yourself? You know, like that little guy on that, what was it, Lord of the Rings movie or something?
My little precious. My.
Yeah, keep it for yourself. You don't have to share it. Hey, you don't even have to like it. This is YouTube, and it's free, right? You get what you pay for sometimes, I guess.
Hard to beat free.
And of course there is a reason for it, you know. We've got all of the different social medias and stuff like that, and everybody thinks, hey, this is a cool thing, so we can all stay in contact and let everybody know what we're doing. And the whole time it's really a surveillance program. But hey, you already know about the CIA and the TSA and all the, or NSA. Did I go with that TSA? That was a couple videos back. Wow, here we go. Anyway, a lot of stuff going on. People want me to talk about a few different things, so I thought I'd just throw a real quick one out here and ask y'all, hey, look, thumbs this up. You know, thumbs this. I'm in a library to be, and I can't say thumb this up, right? Thumbs this.
Sometimes you really gotta wonder.
So anyway, favorite it, thumb it up, share it, whatever, you know, put it out there if you will, and help it get around. I mean, if it's something you agree with, it don't have to be my video, but I mean anybody's video. But because we're watching the numbers go down, YouTube is doing some censoring, you know, the Google ownership and all of that kind of thing, and YouTube's not what it once was. But we can put on some stupid stuff here, some silly videos to entertain people, and you know, those little 2-minute attention deficit disorder. No offense to attention deficit disorder people.
No offense to attention deficit disorder.
But as long as it's an amusing little short type span, people will take and favorite that and put it out there, and you'll see it get millions of hits. But you mentioned something about your president, or something about somebody doing something, or some sort of conspiracy or whatever, and well, it just gets shelved. And notice a lot of times the numbers are frozen. You probably noticed on your videos, if you're putting videos out, that your numbers are getting frozen. And even when you see in comments, so you know you're getting views, but the numbers stay the same. Now I know there's certain places like at the 301, you know, it hangs there for a while. If you get a lot of views, of course it freezes up till it catches up. But YouTube's renowned here lately about freezing things up. You can watch certain videos, 30, 40-minute long videos, and it'll run real smooth because it's just an entertainment type media. But when you put something out there about truth, a 5-minute video will jump and freeze up, and you have to stop it, refresh it, come back to that spot, reload, whatever. Anyway, enough said.
Now I'm just rambling.
Hopefully, if everything don't hit the fan before too awful long, I get this stuff done, I'll take you on a tour, show you the library and the dining room and the walls and all that junk, right?
Yep.
But there's a lot of things going on. Okay, real quick. Everybody has a thing, and just about anybody asks, and they have a qualm with the guy called Hitler. The World War II guy. And you ask, hey, do you like Hitler and the way he's doing things or the way he did things and stuff like that? No, people don't want to be like Hitler at all. And interestingly enough, though, he was a real big person that was against all the Jews, if you remember.
Yeah, here goes a touchy subject.
And so you got a lot of these people that, I don't like Hitler, but I hate the Jewish people. It's interesting. Because we've taken and we have combined everybody into one thing. Somebody asked me to talk about Zionism and all of that. So, here we go. Just real briefly, going to touch on it, and then I'm going to run on, okay? Okay. The problem is you have this Zionist-type state. And people call the Zionist network the synagogue of Satan. Interestingly, that term comes from the biblical aspect. You go over there in Revelations, I want to say chapter 3, but don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure it's in chapter 3. But where you have the 7 churches that are being spoken to. Yeah, I know. People don't want to hear about politics and religion.
Just hang on. Hang with me.
But anyway, in there it talks about those who call themselves Jews and really aren't. And it labels them synagogue of Satan. So, jumping back, you have a lot of these people who are so-called Jews or Jewish individuals, and they're really what we refer to as the Zionist type movement. And of course you'll find out that's all over the world, the Zionist movement. And it is not the same as Judaic Jews, if you will. People who are worshiping the Torah and doing that kind of thing are not necessarily the same ones who are the Zionist regime, who are pushing for a new world order and the one world order and that type of thing. And so a lot of people combine that. It's like saying everybody in the United States is a Christian.
Which is not true.
And then taking all those that do profess Christianity and saying, okay, all the Christians are Catholic.
Again, that's just not right.
It's like putting everybody in the same, saying everybody's the same denomination because of some sort of belief system. Same with the Muslim world. Not all the Muslims are Shiite or whatever it is, and you have the left and the right, and you have people that are so far gone of every doctrine. What is it I'm looking for here?
Oh, great. Can't think now.
Extremists, that's what I'm looking for, extremists. You have people on the far left and people on the far right. Everybody in politics is not a Republican or a Democrat, even though.
Those are pretty much the same now.
What I'm trying to say is that don't fall into that anti-Semitic brainwashing that society has put you in, because now everybody you talk to is, down with Israel, down with the Jews, and down with the blah, 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 blah. Because people have really got it in their brains from what programming and propaganda has been put there in your lap and in your face. So you believe what you want to believe, obviously, but for the most part you believe what they influence you to believe, truly. So, real quick, Zionist and Jew are not the same. Let me say this too, okay? I don't care who you are. I don't care what your religious background or belief systems or ideologies. Everybody can't be right. We know that. But it isn't for me to judge you for the most part. It's not for me. And boy,
See, I'm sure I'm going to get comments on that because people just twist everything out of proportion.
The fact is that I don't hate anybody. I really don't. And the thing is Scripture tells us, how can you love God whom you've not seen if you can't love your brother whom you have seen? The fact is we're supposed to love everyone. And not love the world and the things of the world, but the human individuals we are supposed to love. The little babies that are over there being bombarded by drones. God bless those poor little children. And the children that are in any other country, it doesn't matter, just pick a country, but children are children. You can put all those little babies in the same sandbox and they'll all get along. They don't know hatred, they're taught to hate. That's the key right there. See, we're taught and programmed to hate somebody. You can be friends with anybody. It doesn't matter what the color. It doesn't matter what the race. It doesn't matter what the religion. It doesn't matter. All of those things can be tossed to the side because you're taught to hate. And that's a part of the propaganda and set up by our countries. We have to have the evil enemy outside of our nation so that we're ready for war. And that way we're willing to give up our rights and our freedoms for security because they're after us. And, you know, interestingly enough, in those other nations, they're being taught the same thing. Down with the Jews, and down with the Americans, and down with blah, 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 blah. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on.
Until the love of many has waxed cold and everyone seems to hate everyone.
And, of course, we're seeing brother against brother and moms against daughters and on and on and on. And your fellow man against, because you got, well, hey, if you got a badge, now you're a big person of power, so you can just bump somebody in that head, or if you've been in trouble for something that you've done wrong, now you hate everybody with the badge, and it's a crazy little world we're living in.
Unfortunately, it's getting smaller every day.
And yeah, now I'm just running and rambling, and am I making any sense? Well, here's the deal, okay? It starts with you. It starts with you. Because you don't have to hate. You don't. You don't have to pick up guns because somebody tells you, hey, you got to go to war. You don't have to do that. You don't have to hate your enemies because technically we make our own enemies as we go. It's true. If everybody in the world would just lay all their arms down, everybody in the world, but that's not going to happen because there are those out there that have pretty much stepped over the boundary to no return, if you will. And they're full of hate. They don't know any other way. And so, whether you hate or not, you're still going to get hate back.
Just like I can tell you, I love you. I can just make a video and say nothing more than I love all of you. Which is a true statement.
And I'll get negative thumbs down and hatred remarks and all kinds of stuff. Just for that. Pretty sad. It is pretty sad. It is a sign of the times, whether you want to see it or not. And in all the surveillance and the big brothers watching you and all of the different things that are going on, all of the distractions you're being processed into believing and following. All of it's for a purpose. And it was all written about many centuries ago. And we're just watching it unfold. Here's the point. You may or may not have somebody in your family or a friend or whatever that you really care, and then maybe you do, whether they're awake or not, to all of the tyranny that we're seeing around us. You do realize this eventually is going to go away. This freedom of speech is already being trampled on. All of the rights and the constitutions and all of these things. See, we're not the only one in America. It's not the only one with a constitution and a Bill of Rights, believe it or not. There's freedoms around the world in different countries. And they're all being trampled on and walked on. The people all over the world are being misused and abused and put down and herded like cattle and destroyed for foolishness, for man's pride and worldly gain. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. Seriously.
Get this part of the video, if nothing else, okay?
You got to do some soul searching. We're not supposed to walk around in fear. There's no fear here. I mean, come on. What's the worst? You're going to die? Is that your fear? Of dying? Well, if you know your Maker, you ain't got to worry about that, now do you? I guess where the fear would come in is because you're not sure if you know or not. Better make sure you got that right. The thing is, you don't have to hate nobody. You don't have to hate the world. And you don't have to even hate your leaders. You're supposed to pray for your leaders. And why wouldn't you? Really? Because if there's any help from above that could help in that way, that's the ones you want to help, because those are the ones leading us full headstrong into war. That's right. Global domination. It's like playing the game of Risk, but they're playing it for real. And all of us, the so-called eons, we're just a number. We're part of the herd. The mentality that we've been given as sheep, they refer to us as sheeple. It's interesting. Listen, I've rambled and I don't know if I made a point at all about anything, really. But I will say this. Help me to get the message out. To wake somebody else. Show them some of the vids that we've done. Go back and look through them all. Because there's one for everybody. Not all of them are for everybody. But take what you can, use what you can. I've said it many times. We're all, in a sense, like cattle. And every cow that's in the field can't eat the whole field. He'll graze what he can use and disregard the rest. And that's what I'm telling you. In my videos, take what you can use, disregard the rest. But hey, pass it on. Share it. Thumb it up. Give some comments. Let me know what's going on in your mind. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll read the comments to the best of my ability. Yeah, I'm busy. I have been quite a bit. But I'm trying to throw out every now and then a video to just say, hey, stop the hatred. Stop the fear. And the fear-mongering, even. Of course, people are getting afraid because of the truth, and they're calling the truth fear-mongering. And we're calling good bad and bad good. Well, it's just where we're at in the world. And the things are only going to get worse. That's a truth. That is a truth.
That is a truth.
But you're not going to be able to stop it all. And you're not going to be able to take up a bunch of arms and fight off the armies of the world. You can't do that either. Yeah, it sounds nice on paper. But the reality, well, it doesn't work that way. So you got to be ready to go at any moment. Sure enough. And stay happy. Stay focused. I know it's hard to stay happy.
Especially when they're spraying you and all kinds of stuff in the chemtrails, right? Whew, hard to stay happy.
But then again, it's all a matter of frame of mind. Live for the moment. Enjoy. And be thankful for every breath you have, for every heartbeat you have. And quit being so irritable and hateful to the world around you. Pay attention. And just remember, not everybody in the world has all the answers. None of us. Not one individual human being knows it all, as much as you might like to think you do. None of us know everything. And so, don't bash those that might be right if you're not positive that they're wrong. Really. Share the videos. Thumb them up. And not just mine, but everybody's that you find something interesting. Help the people get the message out. Instead of the billion views you get for some stupid little cat trick or puppy dog trick. And share the truth with people. Because, well, like I said, you're going to have blood on your hands when the end comes. You'll see. Warn them about things. Share with them things that can help them. Truly. And hey, this is Photo Helix. Keep me in your prayers. You share my stuff too if you would. I'm not making a dime. That's a big thing. I'm not making a dime on YouTube. I never have. Don't advertise on mine or anything. So hey, I ain't got nothing to win or lose. But I do take the time to try and throw a message every now and then. And again, I'm just giving my point of view or opinion. I don't know everything. But share it. If you support my channel, help me to make it a little bigger. Help get the message out there a little farther. Help the reach to go while we still have the opportunity to use this media. Again, y'all, keep me in your prayers. Photo Helix, I'm out.